Sup, it's Hallie, and welcome back to Venus' Birthday. When we last left off, we were on this nonsense. So, I talked to the developer on Discord, and they gave me a couple choice pieces of advice for this fight. It seems the biggest problem I have is that I overlooked the utility of S-Crash. Nazi crashes the enemy, taking 2 HP damage, but dealing 5 damage in return. See, the thing is, in the Deadlander's info here, it says, maybe if I deal a lot of damage in one blow, something good will happen. What they mean by something good will happen is that the Deadlander will lose its turn. But the only way to deal enough damage for this to work is if we go all in and have Abigail use Motivate to cause Natsuki to do even more damage. But if they both do that and Yuri defends, it will reduce the damage such that the Deadlander still gets to attack. But whenever Yuri defends, she's basically not attacking herself. So the idea here is we want to set it up so that we're only ever suffering one of their attacks at a time. Because if we go all in attacking, we'll stun the Deadlander. If Yuri defends, it won't be stunned, but it'll be the only one attacking. And if we take defensive actions ourselves, Yuri won't attack, just like it says in her description. So basically, we need to balance hyper offense with as much recovery as we need to survive. So, basically, whenever we're recovering, we'll use Abigail's recover move, which it was Nuzzle, I believe. Yeah, we'll use Nuzzle to recover, and the Cat Cake. And we have 10 TPs, so we can do that 3 times, and hopefully that'll be enough to get us through the battle, but it's kind of going to depend on what they decide to do. Yuri's always going to try to bleed us, and I'm pretty sure we can never recover enough to actually fix that. So this is mostly going to depend on what the Deadlander is. Here we go. Let's get our platform fighting duo. They will have 10 HP and 10 TP. Can you make them defeat their enemy? That's a good question. Natsuki learns to pack there and protect Abigail. Yuri learns begins to bleed due to strange circumstances. And yeah, that'll help too, the fact she's always bleeding. But anyway, we're gonna motivate. And we're gonna S-Crash and see how this goes. Abigail motivates Natsuki to deal more damage. Natsuki crashes into the Deadlander using her body, hurting herself in the process, but dealing 5 damage and making the Deadlander unable to attack. The enemies have 15 HP remaining. Due to bleeding, Yuri takes 1 damage. The enemies have 14 HP remaining. Yuri uses her knife to slash Natsuki, and she begins to bleed alongside taking 1 damage. Yeah, due to bleeding, Natsuki takes 1 damage. Right. So we have 6 HP and 10 TP now, but if we use Cat Cake and then Nuzzle, we can bounce back from that. Yuri takes out a book with an eye symbol, trying to defend some attacks. Due to bleeding, Yuri takes 1 damage. The enemies have 13 HP remaining. The Deadlander shoots honey at Abigail, who eats it, but loses 2 TP and 1 HP for doing so. Okay, so now we're done 1 HP and 5 TP, but they only got 13 health left. So let's crash them again. Wait, did they do that in the right order? I don't think it matters when you're using the offense moves. Yeah, motivates to do more damage. Okay, the Deadlander did not get defended, so they're down to 8. Yuri throws a candle on fire at Abigail, and the unique smell makes her fall asleep. Okay, but she didn't bleed us, I don't think? Yeah, we're okay. The enemies have 7 HP left. So if I do this, Yuri shouldn't attack. Yuri takes out a book with an eye symbol, yeah. Due to bleeding, they take 1. The Deadlander shoots a ball of strange but heavy-looking substance in the air. You better use P-Guard next turn. Okay, so now we have to guard or we're dead. I don't think we're bleeding right now, so we're just gonna have you cheer while you guard the pet. Natsuki prefers to protect Abigail to take less damage. Due to bleeding, Yuri takes 1 damage, the enemies have 5 HP remaining. Natsuki manages to dodge the substance the Deadlander shot into the air last turn. Yuri uses her knife to slash at Natsuki, but she manages to dodge it and takes 0 damage. Deadlander shoots a ball of strange but heavy. Okay, we gotta do it again. But that's okay, because that was like a free trade-off. We can cheer again, and P-Guard once more to avoid dying. Enemies have 4 HP remaining. Use her knife to dodge it, takes 0 damage. Deadlander bites Natsuki, and while she can block some of it, she still takes 2 damage. Okay, but that's not terrible. In fact, it looks like we've got them, so let's just end this. Motivate! S-Crash! Defeat them! Abigail motivates Natsuki to deal more damage. Natsuki crashes into the Deadlander using her body, hurting herself in the process, dealing 5 damage. The enemies have -1 HP remaining. Due to bleeding, Yuri takes 1 damage and the enemies have negative 2 HP remaining. I think that's a win. The Deadhunter seems to be unable to fight anymore, and Natsuki realizes she has won. Yuri falls down tired. Natsuki runs over to her, worried to see if she still breathes. She's relieved as she finds out Yuri is still breathing.
Let's get her somewhere safe.
The end. We did it! We beat the really hard fight. All we had to do was accept suicide bombing into our strategy. Why is this still locked? Do we have to use the unlock key first? Let's see. You unlocked the dev commentary. Oh. Fantastic. Well, let's look at it. Developer commentary. The following is a collection of my thoughts on this game. They are kind of a time capsule of what I think of my work. I may change my mind. Trust me, some games I used to be proud of are now games I see in a more negative light. This might now be one of them. After my heavy criticism of the battle system. Part 1, the festival. The main point and click segment of the game. I am pretty happy with it. I think I did a good job turning Bug Fables into a point and click style area. I actually would kind of agree on this one. I don't like that there are like functions included that are essentially useless. Like, it seems like there's more things you could or can do than there are. But honestly, I feel like the real main issue is that there's no backgrounds or visuals at all. And I would assume that's because to get them, you would have to take screenshots in Bug Fables, and in doing that, you would have, like, V and Kabu and Leaf fall in the screenshots, and that would just look silly. But anything you can do to get, like, some visuals in this mod would be nice, instead of just black screens and imagination. Like, I only know what any of this would have looked like because I've seen Bug Fables before. But anyway, I also think as being a festival is a pretty good excuse to have way too many characters. It helps the feeling of it being a crowded festival. You do love your mods with way too many characters. The game has 32 characters. While my previous games with 30 plus characters all have really minor characters, this mod has the most super minor characters thanks to the festival. I really hope the vomit puzzle is not too cryptic. I mean, considering you read this, you either solved the puzzle or watch a Let's Play. I wonder if people other than halibabica will Let's Play this mod. I don't know. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Part 2, the ritual. I think the fight against the Venus Bud is a good first fight. There's a bit of narrative dissonance when making a trial tutorial, but still, the fighting system is something I am proud of. It is based on the one from Bug Fables, but simplified to fit within a VN. I think each battle does a well job being harder and more complex, with the last battle being a real challenge. Maybe I made the last battle a bit too hard. Well, actually, we just beat it in one go, but only because we knew exactly what to do. And, like, most of my criticism of the battle system is that a lot of the options just aren't viable, and you either have to do the right thing from the start or completely lose. But anyway, Part 3, the hills. The second and smaller point and click section. Due to the hills being isolated, there are much fewer characters, and the characters that are there are more important. I think that is a neat separation. Although this segment is shorter, smaller, and easier, something I am not fully sure is super great. But in return, there is a battle. The second battle is the one with the most HP, and in return, the Weehole was turned into a damage powerhouse. Yeah, it kind of does way too much damage. I think 3 bites would have been best, at the very least. And maybe have Numbnail not have its stronger attacks, also have additional effects. Like, maybe have the Shell Ram do 3 damage, while the laser that puts you to sleep does 2 or something. But anyway, where were we? What's the HP of the powers? I think it is a good progression from Fight 1. It's not. It's really not. Part 4, the elevator. Kia is the waifu of a friend of mine. That is why Kia got a bigger role in this mod. I hope he is happy with his waifu getting more screen time. By the way, the reason my Kia does sewing is a misread of her being in the sewing club. Oh, what? I put in a line about Natsuki complimenting her dresses to imply that this Kia can do both sewing and sewing. Well, this is actually a different version of the word compliment. There's compliment with an I and compliment with an E. This is a different one. You might want to fix that. I found it a silly little mistake that enhances my take on Kia by giving her something neat. Okay. Where were we? Oh no, there we go. Part 5, the hilltop. This is the biggest visual novel part of the mod. It is kind of like something from Wholesome Sunshine. I think I did a decent job of doing a sweet scene that is the reward for all the gameplay and player needed to endure. Part 6, the burglar story. It is just a silly short sketch. It is the most comedic part of the mod and also has the only speaking role of... I should really stop clicking this bar. Speaking role of a Deltarune character, that being Vira-Kun. If you want to see me do Deltarune, I am working on a Deltarune fan game that will have tons of dialogue. And Part 7, extra tough fight. I may have made it a bit too hard, but I really wanted to do a challenge where I give the player all the tools they need, but they need to learn how to use their skills to win. In other words, you need to learn which skills are actually useless. I made it extra content since forcing it would be too rough, especially for DLC mods that don't have, like, gameplay. I hope these thoughts were neat to read. Thank you for playing my game, Treasure Superfood 2022. Well, there you go. That was the actual end of Venus' birthday. I was kind of hoping for a little more than just that for completing the extra tough battle. That's not a great reward, but that will do it for now, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you next time with more Doki Doki. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye.